What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brent Watches Babylon 5 for the very first time. And in today's episode, I am watching the season 2 episode Hunter Prey. Prey Hunter? Hunter Prey. I don't know. One of those two. I've never seen this episode before. If you guys don't know how this works, this is my very first time ever watching this. I am preparing for the podcast with Jeff, which we'll be recording a little bit later on tonight as I record this one. So I don't know what it's about. My guess after last week was, I think I said something to the effect of, this is a Kosh episode, or it's about Kosh. Like we're due for a Kosh episode. And the reason I say that is because so far what we've seen, like throughout season 1 and even the early parts of season 2, is Kosh isn't involved that much, but he tends to step in every handful of episodes and like lays the smack down, and then he walks out. And so it's kind of about that time for him. So that's my guess, is it has something to do with Kosh. Jeff pulled a trick out of my book and tried to say it was a Voyager plotline, a Star Trek plotline, but this is not a Star Trek podcast. We're talking about Babylon 5 for the very first time. I'm going to watch it. You guys like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Comment down below. I'll do my best to respond to those and talk back to you, because you guys are awesome. And I love getting to do this with you guys. All right, guys, let's jump into it. And we'll talk about Hunter Prey for the very first time. Let's go. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Is this one of those ships that like sprinkle in and sprinkle out?
Beautiful.
Okay, maybe not.
I've never seen anything like it. No sign of instrumentation, no visible way in or out. Absolutely seamless.
It's absolutely
Amazing.
Computer generated.
In the 2 years since Ambassador Kosh arrived in this thing, we've run a few surface scans, as much as we thought we could get away with. We could barely even get through the skin.
And it's just been sitting here this whole time. Give a year's pay to see what's inside this thing.
Captain! Back away slowly.
So it doesn't have him in stasis. Okay, I thought it had him like frozen. Get away. Okay, that's pretty dope.
Quarantine this whole area.
It's Kosh. He's been here for 2 years and we don't know anything more about him, his people, or even this ship.
That's what I've been saying. We got to know Kosh, right?
It's time that changed.
All right. I'm with it.
Posted a system-wide fugitive alert for Dr. Everett Jacobs.
Jacobs?
They say he's on the run, carrying a fake ID and enough stolen information to tear the whole Earth Alliance to pieces. All I know is this: armed or otherwise, if he gives any resistance, our orders are shoot to kill.
Got to disobey those orders. Kosh. I got it. I'm good, man. I'm telling you guys, I'm really good at this game. Okay, so Kosh has a weird, wacky ship that apparently he's connected to, and the ship is alive. Guys, I had a theory. I believe it was last week. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. But my theory was that those shadow ships are part of that organic tech thing that we saw all the way back in season 1, that episode Infection. And we have seen Kosh talking to Morden saying they're not for you. He has this super ultra powerful whatever that we have also seen the shadows. So is it possible that Kosh and the Vorlons and whatever the shadows are the same type of alien creature, like two sides to one coin kind of a thing? Like oh gosh. Oh, I hate to use this as a reference. Is it possible that they're like the prophets and the Paul Wraith? The wormhole aliens and the Paul Wraith from DS9. Is that what it is, that Kosh and then the shadows are that? Oh, I would hate it if that's the case. Oh, but I'd love it because that means I got it right. Just to be clear, the reason why I hate it is because I really really don't want to just sit back and say that Babylon or the Deep Space Nine completely ripped off Babylon 5. Like I know you guys have been saying to wait. I know you guys have been saying it's all going to become much more clear and stuff like that. You know, I get similar ideas and maybe they're trying to push people off and things like that, but there comes to be a lot of similarities after a while.
So tell me, Agent Cranston, what does Earth Special Intelligence want with Dr. Jacobs?
I assumed you had been briefed.
Hey, I recognize this guy.
Was the president's
I saw the
position. I
name.
didn't know that gave him access to classified material. We can't let Dr. Jacobs get off this station.
I think I know where to start asking some questions.
This is feeling all sorts of shady. So I didn't address it in my break, but this whole thing with Dr. Jacobs is feeling so shady. This is feeling so President Clark has a guy from the old administration that he's trying to get rid of. So they're drumming up all these fake charges against him and all of that sort of stuff. And they've got him, you know, public enemy number one when actually he's like really super cool and knows the truth about what they're doing. That's my guess. Let's find out.
The last time you vouched for a doctor friend of yours, we had 3 dead bodies, half the station was trashed, and a car and war machine was burning through decks and shooting at everything.
Did he just reference the infection episode?
Maybe he's not the same.
The Karin, that was the organic tech thing, right? I love it when I'm right, folks.
Looking for anything in particular?
I hear that you're the man to talk to about special orders. Whatever it is, I'll pay for it.
That means you're either working for security,
No.
or you're on the run from some really bad people. Either way, I'm out of it.
Oh, no, please.
That's smart business, folks. Who is that guy? I recognize him. Like, not from the show. Like, he's one of those actors, like, from the 90s. What's with the flashy thing?
The general sent me.
What general? Is it that General Haig guy? Is that who we're
We know
talking
what
about?
you've been told. But Dr. Jacobs is not a traitor. Jacobs represents a threat, and he's using whatever resources he has to stop it.
That's what I thought.
What's the situation?
My parents went away on a week's vacation and they left the keys to the brand new Porsche. Would they mind? Well,
Claiming
of course
he has
not.
some kind of virus. So whatever you're going to do, I suggest you do it quickly.
Designed for seeing into the ultraviolet frequency. You should have to operate on this area.
Mhm.
You should have to operate on this area. I recommend.
Yeah, you can't just walk into a medical bay and
Scanners
do
to
that
look
kind of
into the
stuff.
optic cavity so we
Like,
can proceed.
there's things called privacy. This is something that actually you see in sci-fi all the time. Definitely you see it in Star Trek. I know we've seen it in Stargate. You see it here. Maybe it's a military thing, but in a hospital type situation, like all of these people tend to have these just beds laying out there in the middle of open. Like there's no privacy, like none. They didn't even have curtains up around these people. Like those guys just walked in and saw this dude laying on a table. Like you can't do that. Like they don't have HIPAA laws in the future, I guess. I don't know. Oh, is he carrying the code like in his blood, like his DNA? Is that what that is?
Hey, hold on.
You got something?
Can they not see him there?
Don't see me, they see the badge. And third, I have an excellent disguise. Let's go.
Indiana Jones.
Why is my life suddenly passing in front of my eyes?
Garibaldi's disguised as Indiana Jones. Uh-oh.
Why don't you just listen to what I say? There's nothing of value in there.
Nice. I could pick up a few credits for this one. What's this?
That's going to come back.
Fake pocket?
That's going to come back later.
You've been holding out on me. Data crystal. What's on it? Names? Account numbers? Files?
There's nothing there that would interest you.
Everything interests me. Looks like a real antique, not one of those knockoffs. Office of the President of the Earth Alliance?
It was a gift.
I knew you didn't belong down here. Keep him here. Don't hurt him unless you have to. I'm gonna find out what's on here. Maybe somebody will pay good money to get it back. If not, maybe somebody will pay good money for him. I'll call you when I'm ready to make the exchange.
You wanted to see me?
You wanted to see me.
Well, I guess everybody does. To see what you really are inside that encounter suit.
They would not understand.
Could you help me to understand you?
Good
Can
question.
you help me to understand you?
So what'll it be, Ambassador?
I will teach you
About yourself?
about you until you are ready
For what?
to fight legends.
Dang. Okay. First of all, when we talk about overanalyzing this thing for Star Trek, that was awesome what Sheridan just did there. He said he was talking to him, right? Like that was Picard in no uncertain terms. He says, I want to see who you are, or we all want to see who you are. And he's like, they're not ready. And he goes, okay, forget them. How about me? Am I ready? And he goes, no. And he says, why? Because you don't understand. And he's like, well, then can you help me to understand? And it gives Kosh a moment of pause. That was a great line of questioning. That's one worth rewatching and diving into. At the same time, he then says, what do you want? And Kosh turns around like says, never ask that question. That we got to write that down. We got to talk about that and figure out what that means. And then Kosh comes back and says, okay, I'll teach you until you're ready. I will teach you to be ready. That's great. By the way, I'm loving this episode. This is what I wanted out of every season 2. We've had some up and downs here in season 2. This one is definitely an up. He's just falling asleep. Or he's faking.
Inside. Nice and slow. And keep your hands where you can see them. Untie him.
Ow. Oh, double-handed extra.
Hey, come on, we don't have time to argue about this. This is an old storage locker, one level up. You wait there. I'll get the crystal.
Indiana Garibaldi.
Look, I don't have time for this. It's because I've had a really bad day. I'm in a really bad mood.
Now he's turned into Bruce Wayne. Not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Willis. John McClane from Die Hard.
So why don't you give me the fragging data crystal before I start to get surly? Which is something...
He won't know. I want it scanned. Now that should not be a problem for you, Captain, if there's nothing to hide.
We don't scan
Initiate
ambassador ships. Except for
Computer
Sheridan
analyze ship.
playing the long
Are there any
game.
life forms present?
Confirmed. One life form detected.
Is it human?
Negative. Registering non-human life form.
Mr. Cranston, now that you've finished turning my station upside down with this wild goose chase of yours, I expect you'll be leaving us as soon as you have Ivanova's report.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Commander, how could you even suggest such a thing?
A foolish thought.
Okay, Sheridan's awesome, dude. He really is.
Doctor, good.
How does it know?
The Vorlons use organic technology.
Yes! Yes! I told you! I told you! Pardon me while I put my crown back on my head. Vorlons, Kosh, organic tech. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If it really turns out that them and the shadow people are like two sides of the same coin, like same alien species, just like them the bad dudes and we the good dudes, I'm gonna lose it. We probably won't find that out for a few more episodes, but yeah. Oh man, that was a good episode, guys. That was a good episode. I'm so glad we got this one because Season 2 has been mostly a letdown with some really bright spots, and this one is a bright spot. The whole thing with Dr. Jacobs just held the whole thing together and made it fun. You got a little black ops going on in there. You had a little hide and seek. You had mystery, you had adventure. Hell, we even had Indiana freaking Jones in this one. Oh, it's a fun episode. I enjoyed that one. I'm gonna have to watch this one again before Jeff and I record, which is in like really soon. So I actually probably ought to rewind this and watch it again real quick. But so I'm gonna go do that. But it's just I don't know. I don't even know that I have a lot of thoughts on it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, it is what it is. So I can't wait to see your all's comments. Guys, comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Did you guys freak out when I made a prediction? I promise you guys, I promise, I have never seen this episode before. That was the very first time. You guys saw my first time live reactions right here as I was watching that episode. And man, I can't wait. Now I want to go see next week's episode. So let's go. Let's get it. You guys make sure you tune in on Monday when Jeff and I release the next episode. And you guys can join us then. Otherwise, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.